Hello, I'm Jessica. This is Mary Beth. We have a short tutorial for you on working into Lotus pose upside down. So we're gonna actually start in a shoulder stand position because shoulder stand is a pretty stable way of being upside down, and so we'll be able to maneuver around a little bit more easily than some of the other inversions at first. So we're gonna take a blanket and fold the mat right over the ledge of the blanket like so. And then the head can be on the floor and shoulders on the blanket here. Good. And then Mary Beth's gonna go ahead and come up into her shoulder stand. Good. So once you're feeling pretty steady in your shoulder stand practice, this can be a great way to start working into Lotus pose. And in fact, I was able to practice Lotus upside down before I was able to practice it right side up, because something about the weight of the legs being helped by gravity, I was able to get more into those deep Lotus positions. So first thing, let's practice Baddha Konasana shape. So bringing the feet together, knees opening out to the sides. And as you balance here, you can really concentrate on taking the tailbone up towards the ceiling and on sort of moving the knees even wider apart from one another. So right knee reaching to the right, left knee reaching to the left. And then I also like to practice a straddle. So take both of the legs out into that wide straddle. Here you can really feel gravity helping the legs and helping the hips to open up. And then take both legs back up to the center. So here's how we'll start to work towards the Lotus position. Bend the right knee and open the right knee out to the side, almost like a tree pose. Then we're gonna slide the heel and the outer ankle to the upper part of the left leg. Try to work that left heel as high up towards the crease of the hip as you can. And then you're gonna push the right foot back against the right leg to help to sort of open up the front of that left hip. So you can, of course, hang out here for as long as you need to. Hang out here for your shoulder stand practice into the next, couple of weeks or so until you're able to move on. So let's do the other leg. So again, we're taking the left knee out to the side, kind of hike that heel up as high up into the crease of the right leg as possible, and then pushing the left leg against the hip. You could even push against the hip in a way that it takes the right leg a little bit back behind the center line of the body there. Good. Okay, so now unfold the legs. Starting the same way, take the right heel as high up into the left upper leg as possible. Again, push the ankle and the outer foot against the right leg. And then we're gonna bend the knee and try to fold the other leg inside. Yours may not look like that. It probably won't look like that the first couple of times. In fact, for most of us, you're gonna get to about here and you're gonna have to kind of swing that heel inside of the opposite leg and then kind of wiggle it up there just like that. And then make sure you do the other side too. So unfold the legs and then take the left leg into half lotus. Good. And then wiggle that right leg all the way up into that right hip crease, and then point both knees more up to the ceiling. So again, feeling kind of that open, that spreading feeling across the front of the hip creases there. Good. And again, you can hang out here for a little bit. When you're ready, unfold the legs and then roll on down out of your shoulder stand practice. Once you have the feeling of it in shoulder stand, then you can start to move it into the more challenging inversion balances. So headstand would be the next place to go from here. A little more challenging to balance in headstand, but a little more stable than forearm stand or handstand. So go ahead and set up in your headstand facing the other way.
Facing which way?
So spin around so you're starting with your legs towards the, yeah. Good. Good. So when you have a bit of experience in your headstand, you're feeling nice and steady. Again, I would start with practicing Baddha Konasana feet. So you can bring the feet together, knees out to the sides. working on letting gravity sort of pull the heels down towards the groins, the knees opening out to the sides. And this is preparing the hips for those next steps into lotus pose. And then go ahead and open the legs out into a straddle. So let the toes sort of open outwards and downwards towards the floor. And again, hanging out here, just letting gravity pull those legs down towards the floor. And then take both legs up again. And starting with the right leg, fold the right knee out to the side in almost a tree pose shape. And then slide the heel all the way up towards the opposite hip crease. Again, push the right foot against the left leg a little bit, even taking the left leg back behind the sort of center line to help open the crease of the hip there. And then switch your legs and make sure you do the other side for the same amount of time. Good. And the left foot is pushing against the right leg. The right leg is even going back sort of behind the midline a bit. And then come on back up to the center. And then let's try the full thing. So take the right leg again high up into the left hip crease. And then start to bend that knee. And once you find that knee, you might have to work the foot a little bit lower down towards the opposite hip crease. Good. Awesome. Okay, unfold the legs. Make sure you always try both sides. And be aware one side might feel totally different than the other side. That's okay. Good. And then again, it might take a little bit of, squirreling that foot into the right place to get it settled. Good. And then extend the legs out. And come on down and take a rest. Good. All right. So once you have that maneuvering of the legs mastered, then you can start to take that into your forearm stand and into your handstand once you have a pretty strong balance there. So thank you to Mary Beth for beautiful demonstrating, and thank you all for watching. I hope this helps.